Thank you for turning to page 121. Today we're going to talk about holidays in Traveler. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to talk about holiday heists in Traveler. To talk about holiday heists, I'm going to talk about the one big holiday in Traveler called Holiday. It's day zero. It commemorates the founding of the Third Imperium, which gave us year zero. And the advantage of a year zero is not that much, but if it's 1980, 1980 will end in 1989. As our calendar stands now, if we're in 1980, that's actually the end of the 1970s. People don't often look at it that way, and it often gets confused. But the epic part of this was the year 2000, where everybody said, "Oh, it's a new millennium. We're all excited." No, actually, the new millennium started in 2001. But 2000 was the year we all celebrated and got excited about. But that's what holiday eliminates. It gives you a holiday year, gave you a year zero, so that the calendar goes forward from there. So we're in 1105. It's 1105 years after the founding. Truly is. You don't have to juggle a date here or there. And holiday itself is the first day of the calendar year. And this is used as a time for, as it says here, commemoration dedicated to leisure for all imperial citizens and the moot. The moot conducts a number of rituals dedicated to remembrance of the founding of the Third Imperium. So it's a propaganda holiday, really, but it is a holiday. It's a very genuine one. And since we're in the holiday season, I thought it appropriate. So holiday heist, what the heck is it? Well, if you're like me, you like a good heist film. And good heist films are actually hard to find. The 2001 Ocean's 11 almost made it. There were a couple of things in there that I felt were kind of, I don't know, little rip-offs on the viewers. We were in all the meetings, we saw all the planning, and then a few things get pulled out at the last minute that all our players knew about, but none of the viewers knew about. So I remember being a little cheesed about that. So it's hard to write a good heist. And that is true for role-playing as well. Writing a good heist can be quite a challenge. One of the best heist stories I can think of off the top of my head is an old one. And spoiler alert, if you haven't read this in the 100 plus years since it was published, but The Adventure of the Red-Headed League. Bless you, Mrs. Schuessler, my 8th grade English teacher, for introducing me to Sherlock Holmes. Lifelong fandom from then. And this is one of the first stories I read. The Adventure of the Red-Headed League is going to take place over the course of a banking holiday. And it is a plot that's set up by, yes, James Moriarty, the evil Professor Moriarty. And we get this rather intricate plot to heist a bank. And it's a really intriguing story, and I really enjoy it. I recommend it. That's all. I'm not going to give you any more spoilers on that. But the idea is that it's a heist that's going to take place over a holiday, thus giving the bad guys more time to get away. They're going to rob a bank vault, be away with the loot, and have a 3-day start because of the banking holiday. So interestingly, I don't know if the laws are still the same, but I believe they are in the United States. My brother was a banker, and I know that they were not allowed to be closed 3 consecutive days. Whatever day Christmas or whatever fell on, they had to be open at some point to avoid just this very problem. So I don't know, if that's still true or not. But back to the topic at hand, the heist. So it's holiday. It's coming up. You're going to choose to be involved in holiday in that you're going to be planning some kind of heist on an imperial planet. An interesting thing about Traveler, that one thing I've always liked, is that you can absolutely do heists, physical thefts of things, and over the holiday it's a great time. But if you're going to do a bank heist, best of luck to you. Most of it's electronic, and anything that might be physical, such as any kind of platinum bars or any other valuable commodity, is going to be stamped and marked, and you're going to be traceable. So you're going to have a problem getting rid of the loot. But that's not always true when you go to other planets within the Imperium. Each planet within the Imperium runs its own show. So even though you would have a lot of Imperial credits on there, you could go to a local bank and try to rob the local bank. And maybe the local bank, the planet is running at about a tech level 5. So the bank's upgraded its security systems to tech level 7. Against your tech level 12 to 13, that's laughable. And that's assuming you haven't bothered upgrading to tech level 15. So the idea of going to a tech level 7 vault and trying to get away with some physical treasure actually money, local money, actual valuable commodities in the local area, and then fencing it in the local area, turning it into imperial credits, and then leaving the planet is absolutely a fun traveler story hook. One I've run a couple of times, and it's one that it always is a real crowd pleaser. So the idea is that you have to invest your players in planning out the heist. And it doesn't have to be a holiday heist. I use that as an example just to bring the holiday into the story. It can also be a local holiday. For instance, the 4th of July, huge holiday here in the United States. Pretty much everything is, all the banks are closed and schools are closed. Well, schools are out anyway for the summer, but all the normal government level stuff is closed. Car dealerships are closed. And what you open are grocery stores, and pretty much everybody's going to some form of party, usually capped off with some form of fireworks. It's a huge holiday here in the United States, but other parts of the world, for the most part, don't celebrate it. So 4th of July would be a good opportunity if somebody were be coming in from off planet in the United States. That would be a good opportunity for them to catch us on a holiday. So any local holiday will do. There are literally thousands and thousands of local holidays on various planets around the Imperium. So you could involve a story where the players are going to be landing on a local planet and know of a local holiday coming up, probably a Founder's Day, founding of the colony, or maybe even the Emperor's birthday. And all the businesses will be closed for a while. So maybe you're going to rip off a private collector. Maybe you've been hired by someone who owned the stuff at one point, and he was somehow defrauded of it, and it's now in the hands of a private collector. So you can keep your players kind of in a Robin Hood kind of mode, where they're robbing from the guy who owns the stuff now, however he acquired it, and giving it back to the legal owner. So that's a way to keep your players honest if their players are worried about that in Traveler. By the way, I never have that problem in Traveler. My players are never worried about staying on the right side of law in Traveler. But there are a lot of ways you can work the holiday into that. Maybe it's a holiday where this person's going to be hosting a party at their beautiful villa, and the items you want are in the villa. So you're going to take advantage of the cover of the party to go in and get it. This has been done in countless movies. There's a really good Firefly episode that does it. It's just an easy way for you to write up a nice heist. And it can, again, be under the cover of a holiday party. So maybe the equivalent of a 4th of July party, like I say, a Founder's Day party, or maybe it's this guy's birthday and he's throwing himself a big bash, and you guys want in, so you have an opportunity to get his stuff. Maybe his tech level on his security is tech level 9, and again, you guys are coming in at 12 or 13, so that gives the GM an opportunity to bring in a lot of different technical elements where the players can actually use their skills and be superior to what's out there, but maybe there's some stuff in the actual burglar alarm or security system that the players aren't aware of. Maybe this guy, it's tech level 7, but maybe he's upgraded parts of it to 8 or 9. Or if it's a 9, he's bumped it up to 10 or 11. And your players don't really realize that because they're laughing at the crude box on the wall, and the crude box on the wall is tied to more sophisticated electronics that cause a problem for the players in the course of the heist. A lot of different ways to do a heist. And because we're in the holidays, it got me thinking about it. And I just thought I'd put this video together. So lots of hooks for adventures. Heist adventures can be some of the most fun in Traveler, especially if the getaway can be quite dynamic depending on how it goes, especially if it goes a little sideways on the players. That can be quite a lot of fun. But that's all I've got to say about holiday heists. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday. Enjoy whatever holidays you celebrate. And I'll see you next time on page 121.